Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the Media Bite channel. Today we are going to be talking about a movie that I thought could have been better, but it was worth watching for what almost everyone watches horror movie slasher films for. The kills are great, and I really genuinely liked the kills a lot in this movie. If talking about horror movies is something that interests you, please check out the Slasher podcast, which is where I talk about all things horror movies. But for right now, we're going through all things Final Destination, the whole Final Destination franchise. But without much further ado, let's just get into the rest of the video. So we'll talk plot for a second, and then we'll jump into the rest of the movie, what I don't like about it necessarily, and all that stuff. But throughout the whole video, there's spoilers. So if you have not seen I Know What You Did Last Summer, the remake, reboot, whatever, careful, because spoilers are everywhere in this video. A group of teenagers we're supposed to be following are watching the July 4th fireworks at the top of the mountain when a car swerves dangerously on a curve and one of the guys is standing out in the center of the road for some reason, and then the car goes over the cliff. So from there, the whole agreement to not tell anyone what happened happens, and then we cut to the next summer because it needs to be what you did last summer, not this summer. So, some quick information about the dynamics for the group of friends that are here. Two are getting married to each other. There are two exes, and there's a woman they all knew from high school that they have not seen in a very, very long time, but she works at Ray's bar. If you don't know who Ray is half the main people from the original It's Not Jennifer Love Hewitt, aka Freddie Prinze Jr. Okay, so that's basically the basic beginning plot of the film. That's basically the plot of the film. Before we move on, I think Jennifer Love Hewitt's character and Freddie Prinze's character are not, they don't feel at all like the same characters from the other films, especially what they do with Freddie Prinze's character, but it's honestly quite baffling at moments. Nothing wrong with it, but I wish that they didn't do certain things that they had done with his character specifically, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Again, I'm not saying this is a terrible movie, the worst movie I've ever watched. Probably worth watching, especially if you're watching with a bunch of people. Go see it. It's worth watching. At least it's worth watching just for the kills alone. As most people go see slasher films for the kills alone, this is worth watching for the kills alone. So I don't want to sit here and tell you every detail about this film, because that would be unnecessary. Because the main parts about this film are a lot of the kills are the most noteworthy things about this film, and the character reveals are the most interesting parts of this entire film overall. So can you tell, based on the information that I gave you, who the killer is in this film? I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. If you've guessed the one person that they have not seen in a very, very long time, you're correct. Because they wanted to start a franchise reboot, so they can't kill the core group of people that you know and are tight-knit, so they have to kill the one person that's not connected to them through connections with them, which I understand, but that doesn't necessarily bother me. What does bother me is that Freddie Prinze Jr. is also a killer in this film, which I don't think really works at all in my book. I don't think it really fits at all. In fact, a co-conspirator in the murders of everyone is what he is. He's literally a co-conspirator of every murderer. He's half, kind of like Scream, but they're both the killers. Basically, he's upset that the town of Southport forgot about the murders that happened to him and his friends, and so then he's now trying to recreate the murders so that way they can be remembered, I guess, is kind of the point. And here's what I don't understand. Okay, so that by itself is a totally adventure, worthwhile explanation for why he's the murderer, but he also, there's a podcaster that comes kind of for a moment, an important character in the film that seems like she's going to be important either way. Podcaster is coming to talk about the Southport murders. She's a true crime podcaster coming to do a podcast on Southport murders, the original ones, and they still kill her, which I can't, the motivation doesn't apply to why she would die. She would survive because you'd want her to tell the story of the Southport murders. I don't understand why they killed her. I think that's a little nitpicky, to be honest with you. I even could agree with you that it's a little nitpicky, but like I can't get over it. I wish they just never included that as being the reason why. I wish they just said that he was just went crazy and wanted to kill people. It would have been more okay. But because they killed the podcaster, it's like I can't understand that at all. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. It's very easy to overlook that kind of thing when you're writing it, because that was Act 1 and this is Act 3, and you need an explanation, because I've been writing movies my whole life, basically, and I understand it's very easy to overlook something like that, especially if you don't have, like, 8 people reading every part of it the whole time, and you sit there and explain everything, because you can get things confused very easily, but that just sucks. But the first 30-40 minutes of this movie, honestly, I greatly enjoyed the first half hour, 45 minutes of this movie. The kills that happen are so incredible, especially the first, like, real kill that happens. If you've seen the trailer, it's the spear gun kill. It goes on for a lot longer than what you saw. It's not as short as it is in the trailer, obviously. There's really good tension there, and when he actually gets killed, it's a very, very good kill. But there's also just a bunch of really, really good kills throughout the whole film that I think are worth watching this movie for. But sometimes the rest of the movie kind of overshadows the kills in the movies a little bit. But if you're just like, I want to watch a movie where people are getting stabbed, this is the movie to watch. And it plays 100%. Without a doubt, it plays. That part of it plays 100%. So that is it. Thank you for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Did you like the film? If you did, why? So I'm not a negative person, and I think there is something to enjoy in these movies. I've always have. I have sometimes critiques, but I always find things I like in movies, because I like almost every movie I've ever watched, at least on a entertainment level. I might have issues with it, but it's entertaining. So if you liked this video, please let me know in the comments down below. Spark up a conversation about this movie, reboots, remakes, all that stuff. At MediaByteCo on TikTok and at MediaByteCompany on Instagram and on YouTube. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'll always sometimes know what you did 2.5 falls ago. Sometimes, maybe. Sometimes. Okay, bye.